Okay, so with the permission, I'm recording it so that I can keep some track. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. As mentioned, we are going to talk a bit about Ramadan and fasting, and today will be the first one. And eventually, you're going to take over from me. So I'm going to give an overview of my understanding based on the three. There are four verses. I'm going to recite those four verses, but basically I'll pick up some of the uh, thoughts from each of the subject, each of the sentence, and then see how it goes. So the Surah Baqarah, ayat 183, 84, and 85, right? 86 also. Some people say it is part of it, but these are the three verses that are known about Ramadan in the Quran, directly related to month of Ramadan or fasting. So there are not many verses unlike the other pillars of Islam. For Ramadan, it is very, very uh, limited verses. And with these limited verses, it became even the obligatory, isn't it? So that means these are heavyweight verses in Quran related to the Ramadan. So the first Surah Baqarah 183, Ya ayyuhal lazina amanu kutiba alaykumus siyam kama kutiba alal ladina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. So rest of the sentence I'm not going to explain today. I'm going to pick out only one verse, which is 183. Ya ayyuhal lazina amanu kutiba alaykumus siyam kama kutiba alal ladina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. And hopefully next Abida and someone can take over for the 84 and 85. So here, I think I discussed these things before, but I add something new. So we can separate this sentence into four sections. The first section is Ya ayyuhallazina amanu kutiba alaykumus siyam kama kutiba alal ladina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. The first part, oh who you believe, right? Kutiba alaykumus siyam. Siyam prescribed for you, kama kutiba alal ladina min qablikum, as it was prescribed for the people before you, la'allakum, perhaps you achieve taqwa, tattaqun. Okay, so let us move to the first part of the verse, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu, and then I put some Arabic term. Let us see how it goes. So we know Ya ayyuhallazina amanu equal to mu'min, taqwa is equal to muttaqi, muttaqi equals to mutmainna, mutmainna equals to paradise. So if you make a straight line, iman follows to taqwa or muttaqi, and muttaqi follows to mutmainna, and once you have the mutmainna, you will be in the paradise. So all the people in the paradise will be in a state of mutmainna, either before or after their death. So looks like this Ya ayyuhallazina amanu. When this sentence comes to Quran, it means that Allah has given you several mechanisms to hear the things from outside. So there are thousands of people or millions of people or over there, as I showed in one of the slides. Allah was speaking a group of people from the mass, which is the person or the people who has iman. Ya ayyuhallazina aman. So why I put this here and everything? That means the message is coming after Ya ayyuhallazina amanu. It is for a group of people, and the message is very important. When Ya ayyuhallazina amanu, because you are chosen by Allah from big group of people. So you have to pay attention. That is why I put the hand and ear there. So what is Aman? What is Iman? We need to talk a little bit of Iman, because we need to follow from Iman to Muttaqi, Mutmaki to Mutmain, and then paradise. So what is Iman? I think we discussed this issue as Iman. Iman has three elements. One is believing in hearts, saying by mouth, showing by action. I think I discussed this one before. So what to believe? In order to believe, I again put the tree, if you remember, the tree of Kalimat Tayyiba. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu. So Iman is equals to Alam tara kaifa daraballahu masalan kalimatan tayyibatan. I think you know this one. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala compare Iman with a tree, and it is deeply rooted, and it is branches, and it gives fruits. Remember, there are three characters that we said about the Iman. So Iman need to be very deeply rooted. And we know what is Iman. Iman basically the 6 pillars of Iman. Amantu billahi wa malaikatihi wa kutubihi wa rusul, and so on. And at the end of the day, Akhira we don't see, life after we don't see. We need to believe all the names of Allah for this dunya. And that names of Allah need to be in your heart, deeper to the cell. So it cannot be uprooted. Remember, we discussed this one. So if you have those Iman, it will take the nutrient from the surrounding area, and it will give you the branches. That is the saying and showing, isn't it? So those branches and fruits, all these are related to 5 pillars of Islam. So if you want to put the Islam in a nutshell, it is basically the 6 pillars of Iman, 5 pillars of Islam. So this is the whole Islam in a nutshell, you can say. So why I'm saying these things? Because I'm saying these things is related to Muttaqi. So if you don't understand this part of the Iman, the next part you are not going to understand. So the next, what is it? I need to put a slide. Okay, so anyway, so here is the point that I'm trying to mention. Now, what is Mustaqi? I could not finish this one actually, the slide. I was looking, trying to wrap it up. So what is Taqwa? Muttaqi Taqwa. This is the word that I don't understand as a whole. So you need to help me. But I'm telling you my understandings. So I'm saying Taqwa or Muttaqi is basically the results of 6 pillars of Iman, 5 pillars of Islam. So you're going back to the question, what is Taqwa? I'm saying, what is not Taqwa? Instead of saying, what is Taqwa, let us discuss what is not Taqwa. So if you represent the Islam with the 6 pillars of Iman, 5 pillars of Islam, what else you have in Islam? All together is the result of Taqwa. So if you have that Iman, and you have Iman, which is believing in heart, saying by mouth, showing by action, it will form a very strong shield around it. My understanding, that is what Taqwa is. Again, I'm thinking, I don't know it is right or wrong. So Taqwa is the result of everything. And what is not taqwa? That will give you a shield around 5 pillars of Islam and 6 pillars of Iman. So again, this is kind of metaphorical. What does it mean? The shield. So the shield is a kind of situation that a person, if you can make that shield around, you will not be doing anything that dissatisfies Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is not the end of the story. You are not doing it. Rather, you are looking for the things that satisfy Allah. So there are two sentences. One, you always 24/7 in your spiritual mind, in your physical life, you are thinking not to do anything that dissatisfied Allah, and also you are looking for the things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So pleasing and not pleasing, remember, that situation of mind is called taqwa, and that conditions is called mutmainna. And as I said, if it is mutmainna, your destination will be paradise. So, Abida Rasid, so far so good?
Yeah.
Good. Now we are talking all of this about what? We are talking about taqwa, muttaqi, mutmainna, because we found the word in 183 of Surah Al-Baqarah. It is talking about the taqwa. One of the ultimate purpose of fasting, whatever you do, it is for taqwa. So this is what I'm trying to concentrate. Remember, you are doing these things in your once a year, and see how this fasting help you to achieve that particular conditions of mind. That is what our subject today. So let us see. Yeah. So I put the things here. Remember that taqwa, muttaqi, mutmainna, paradise. Don't forget it. Again, I am not aware of the subject because taqwa is the main central focus for fasting. So how it works by fasting? Let me see, what did I put? Okay, now, wow, let us put everything together. So let us pay some attention here. Okay, now I'm saying I might have discussed these things before, but I could not find my recording here. Okay, so I'm saying our body, Abida gonna study the biology. So some biology is here, Abida. So our body is consist of two elements only. Don't talk about thousands of elements, just two. In Shams, Surah Al-Shams, Allah says, فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا. Abida, the meaning of what? فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا. What is it, Abida?
Like the meaning of the ayahs.
Yeah.
I think there's I don't know exactly, but something about Allah talks about like the soul having like two choices.
Okay, so let us go from here. So elements, let us agree with that Allah says there are two elements only in our mind. What is huzuraha, which is animality in the psychological language, probably, or bad things, you can say. So animality. The taqwa, you can say good things or humanity in terms of the sociology language. So one is humanity, the other is animality. Let us take these two in two ways. So taqwa is a kind of developing the humanity in your mind, and it will take two stages called movement. Let us see how it goes. So there are two elements in our mind. One is called fuzuraha wa taqwa. And in any places, anything you do, there is a not the conflict, there is a discussion between these two elements. And then, depending on their situation, they never be in one place. They always move up and down, up and down. So they have opposite relationship. If fuzurha goes up, taqwa goes down. Or taqwa goes up, fuzurha comes down. Zahranur, clear so far?
Yes, that makes
Good job.
sense.
Very good. So, depending on the situation in the pulley, we can measure the conditions of mind. And there are three conditions of mind that I mentioned here. It is mentioned in the different surahs as well. So, lawama. So, the condition is called lawama. This is in Al-Qiyamah. Mutmainna. Oh, mutmain is over there. Ammara and mutmainna. Lawama is a bad soul. In case of lawama, fuzuraha is up, taqwa is down. And ammara, it is side by side, meaning that it does some bad things, but it has the conscious, some kind of feelings that why I'm doing it. So the mutmainna is supersede the fuzuraha. It goes up. This condition, as I said, it look for the good things, the things that pleases Allah, and also the things that displeases Allah, they keep themselves away from those things. So that is the condition. It's called mutmainna. So if you have mutmainna, as I said, it is directly relation to the paradise. Now, let us see what happened in month of Ramadan. Let us see what happened. In the month of Ramadan, we abstain ourselves from food, basically from dawn to dusk. How many days? 29, 30 days. How many years? As long as you are alive. So, one of the things that we know, this is the boot camp of ibadah, longest ibadah. Longest ibadah. If you compare to any other pillars of Islam, this is, we call is a boot camp. And that boot camp eventually take you to the stage of mutmainna. How? Okay, in the month of Ramadan, you don't eat, and then this is halal before the sunrise and after the sunset. So you are restraining, conditioning your mind. Once you can do that, that will help the fuzuraha to go down and the taqwa gonna up. In the month of Ramadan, as we say, one of the purpose that you do not do anything haram, and also you don't do what is halal, you don't eat it. Those are halal. But daytime you are not doing it. Why? So you try to weaken the fuzuraha, controlling, self-restraint, and self-control that will reduce the fuzuraha and it will increase the taqwa. This is one. The second thing that you do in the month of Ramadan, we say that you are not allowed to say something bad other than food, I'm saying. So if you say something bad, for example, red gonna feed to the red, and red gonna feed to the fuzuraha. Fuzuraha is going up. So you are not achieving the taqwa. Abid Rashid, so far so good?
Yeah.
Okay. Then the same thing happen if you say good things, recite Quran, and so on. So you are feeding to the taqwa. Taqwa gonna go up, fuzuraha gonna down. Same thing for the smell. Same thing for a vision. If you say something, see something that is prohibited, it will feed to the fuzuraha. Fuzuraha gonna up, taqwa gonna down, position of mind will go down. The same way, girls, the vision, seeing what I understand, 90% of the nerve directly goes to the mind in your brain. So that is very, very important during the time of Ramadan. So if you are doing good things, seeing good things, then fuzuraha gonna down, taqwa gonna go up. So I am saying this is basically the computer theory: input, CPU, and output. So whatever you do here, if your input is good, then taqwa gonna go down. Fuzuraha gonna go down. Taqwa is going up, and position of mind will be mutmainna. So you don't do these things once in lifetime, or one day, or a couple of days. It is obligatory for you to maintain these in your lifetime every year. So I'm saying this is something to restrain, to discipline your thinking. What is the implication of this? Wow, very important. How can you see a person has taqwa or not? So here is the critical thinking again. You have to tell me what are the signs and symptoms, because these are all theory. So if you see a person after fasting, is he achieving the position mutmainna that we are saying? So once you have mutmainna, I'm going back to mine. Somehow it came to my mind nowadays, I cannot get rid of it. With the pillars of Islam or pillars of Iman, you have the certification to establish, to follow and establish the rububiyat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is the ultimate goal for mutmainna. So you conditions your mind in a way it only feel happy. It only feels happy to do the things that pleases Allah. What pleases Allah? Pleases Allah whatever commands He commanded for you, for your family, for your society. Do not simply concentrate with the certification. What is certification? 5 pillars of Islam, 6 pillars of Iman. Those are certificate. Those are not the practical. The practicality will be after the certification. Do you apply in terms of the commandments of Allah to follow His command in your life and also reflect upon it, tell the other people do it? Can you sacrifice you are not allowed to sacrifice that particular shield that you develop through all the Iman of Islam, Iman of Iman, 6 pillars of Iman and 5 pillars of Islam. So that shield cannot be the fragile. It is so strong. If you need to face anything and everything, you can do it. That is called the mutmainna. And you have the mutmainna, you're going to go to the paradise. One of the beauty of fasting that I mentioned actually yesterday, Oh, not today. This is the only ibadah that nobody knows. I think Abida discussed this one. Only ibadah out of the 5 pillars. If you go to masjid, people will call you namazi, musalli. If you go to hajj, you are haji. If you give zakah, you are a charitable person. You give charity to people. MashaAllah, very good. Ramadan is the fasting, is the only ibadah nobody knows. Who gonna check in my mind? Maybe I did eat something, but it looks like I'm fasting, isn't it? Because I'm not eating in front of the people. And that this is, you do it only for Allah. Remember, this is the only ibadah that you do for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I give the examples of Australia. Actually, I gave this example to the people today, this morning, that when I was Sydney and the Ramadan was December, January, and 18 hours, and the temperature was 40 degrees centigrade. Sometimes we see those grasses are burning. Under that condition, we fasted, isn't it? 30 days. For what? So if you go to the shower, why are you so careful not to drink a drop of water in the month of Ramadan? The other time you don't do it. So if you go to shower, you are so careful. If you go to ablution, you are so careful. What does it mean? It means you are purifying something in your mind that who knows? Only Allah knows. Nobody knows it. So this is the only ibadah that only Allah knows. Rest of the things people can see it and people know it. That is why, girls, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the hadith says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give the reward in his own hand. All other ibadah has some number. If you pray salah alone, if you pray salah together, if you pray salah masjid, if you pray salah Makkah, Medina, Al-Aqsa, and so on. There are some numbers. But this is the only ibadah. There is no numbers. So Allah is going to take the things, then He's going to give it. So when you are fasting this month of Ramadan, try to recall this particular, the picture. If you want to achieve that part of Taqwa, you need to think about all together. So this is all about I wanted to say. Let us see, is there anything else? That's it. So Jazakallah khairan. This is what almost 40 minutes. If you have any question, we can discuss a little bit. Otherwise, I'm going to ask someone to summarize it. Adia, Farisha, and Ariba, Tanisha as well. You have any question in mind, or if you learn anything new, just let me know. Or what is taqwa? If I ask you straight away, Afifa, can you tell me? Farisha, Ariba. Yeah, go ahead.
So Taqwa.
What is taqwa?
Is Afifa answering?
Okay, go ahead, please.
Do I answer?
Okay, Farisha, go ahead, please.
Okay, so Taqwa is like developing humanity like inside your mind. And it's also like when you have iman, like really strong iman, that's where you get Taqwa from. And it's like the central purpose of Ramadan.
MashaAllah. MashaAllah. Very good, Farisha. So I'm going to ask the same question to Abida Rashid, please.
I think like the way you explained is that taqwa is someone being like in a constant state of thinking about is like being conscious of Allah. So like thinking about like if what I'm doing is pleasing to Allah or not pleasing to Him.
Can you tell me how Ramadan is related to this one? how Ramadan help us to achieve taqwa.
I think it was connected to the thing you mentioned at the end,
Mm-hmm.
which is that because the nature of this act of worship is that you're always being like careful, like this is mentioned at the end as well, about how like in Ramadan, even when you're making wudu or something, you're so careful to like not drink the water even though no one's watching. That kind of attitude, like because you do it for like 30 days straight, it kind of is easier if you do it with the right intentions and thinking about the right things, then it's very easy for that kind of attitude to become like a part of your life even outside of Ramadan.
MashaAllah, the other side of the Ramadan, you see, we do the Ramadan together, isn't it? At least 1 or 2 days apart, but we do the Ramadan together all over the place. All over the place. It is not then January is a Ramadan time for Australia, February for USA, isn't it? So this is another way of thinking Ramadan. It is really a boot camp for all the Muslim all over the world. MashaAllah, very good. Okay, Tanisha, you want to say something? Anything new from here?
No, not really.
Okay.
I did learn a lot of stuff, I guess.
Tell me a little bit. What did you learn? It was difficult to understand, Tanisha?
No,
Okay.
but
Anyway, I know this little bit thoughtful. So, Adia, you want to say something? No problem, Tanisha.
no.
Okay, no problem. So, at the end, it will be Jaharanur. You want to say something, Jaharanur, about the whole stuff today?
I think I learned like everything for the first time, like everything you said from the beginning till the end. Most of it was the idea and how you presented it was pretty new to me.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Thank you. The next time, please, Abida, take it over and come with something else. So there are 3 verses are there. I just started with the first one. The second was basically the fiqh. I think Abida can take 3rd and 4th. Shahru Ramadan al-Lazi. You can take that one. And the other one is وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ أُجِيبُ الدَّعْوَةَ الدَّاعِيَ إِذَا دَعَانِي وَاسْتَجِيبُوا لِي وَلْيُؤْمِنُوا بِي وَلَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْشُدُونَ. So before I leave, I'm requesting everyone within this week to remember these 4 verses. It is not difficult. Those who don't remember, please try to remember it. You will feel different type of Ramadan this year, inshallah, if you remember it with the translation. So let us finish it today. Jazakallah khairan for joining. Inshallah, I'll see you next week, same time. Okay, assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.
Walaikum assalam.